Let's do this thing. What's up, everyone? AJ Writes Crypto here. It feels like Monday, but it's actually Tuesday. Was not on my live stream yesterday, obviously, as a lot of you probably know. I did, go spend the weekend with my family. Went to visit my beloved grandmother. She is in good spirits. She's in good spirits. Got to spend a bunch of time with her, and it's family first, everybody. Family first. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. To be honest, I'll be honest with you guys. I always keep it real. I always tell you what's actually going on with me. I did not want to get out of bed this morning. Like not even like this much. It's like raining and sad outside. And I don't think I got back to the house till like 2:00, something like that. And I was just like, oh man, this is gonna be rough. But yeah, I got a lot of stuff to do today. I gotta double down here this week. Jada is visiting her family on the West Coast. So I got like 2 weeks here before I meet her, 3 weeks before I meet her in Vegas for UFC 300 with the V-Chain boys. So I have, plenty of downtime for these next couple of weeks here. I'm going to, I'm going to double down, make sure I put out a lot of content. I've been pretty active in my new Telegram group. It's been going very well. I got well over like 55, I think almost 60 people in there already. Absolutely amazing to see that. And, and I realized, how many beginners are in the group, and that's okay. Not everyone's going to be a well-rounded blockchain expert. Not everybody's going to know absolutely everything. So, I really do want to take a lot of time to catch those people up. And then I want to document and have that material, that content organized in a way where, when the next batch of people come into the Telegram, and some of them may be beginners, that, hey, I have this video for you. And when you get done with that video, watch this, so I can catch these people up to speed, because I understand that, some of my content, like price predictions, portfolios and stuff like that, that kind of like, yeah, what about for someone who just wants to set up TradingView? What about for someone who just wants to learn how to set alarms on a chart? And thank you to every people. JH saying the Telegram group is going great. I'm not an expert, but I'm not a beginner, and I have so much more to learn. Exactly. And I feel like I need to have that, that solid foundation, that rock, good. I can't even speak right now. I'm reading the chat, but I really want to have that foundation for people, and I want to have a lot of intro videos, a lot of tutorials, a lot of just educational stuff for Crypto Keeper. She's trying to get me in the trading wars right now. Trading wars next week. Check your text messages. All right, Keeper. All right. But yeah, I'm going to have a lot of beginner content. And also what I'll do, like, say if I do like a little educational bit in a video in the live stream, I might just like clip it from the live stream and put it in a video, so then I can have people go from there. So, all right. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Let me check the chat out here. I got Karen Harris, Laramie 3, Mr. Mojo Rising, Gazer, the Davenport Report, Brian Bootyhead, JH Marsh, Kiki Mookie, my best friend in the world, Chauncey Peppertooth. Yes, his grandma. Is grandma in the crypto? No, she's not. She doesn't understand a damn thing. I show her my YouTube page, and like I like try to explain like, how Ben's like one of the largest creators, and I was his writer, and then I kind of like, I was a student of the game, and I worked my way up. And she's like, why would anybody buy Bitcoin? Just what's wrong with the stock market? Like she'll say like really funny like blanket statements like that. It's hilarious. It's very funny. But to be honest with you, my stepmom, Paula. I absolutely love Paula. She's really cool, man. So in Maryland, like we have like this like farm kind of. We have like a motocross track in the back, and we have like all these animals and like the chickens. We have like a bunch of little baby chicks right now and stuff. She's like pretty old school, but she's really cool. And she bought some crypto. She bought a lot of crypto. She was like, all right, AJ, it's time. I've decided. I'm not going to say how much, but she went in pretty hard. I'll give it to her. So I helped her get all set up, and so helping her out a little bit. So shout out to Paula. going hard. Paula is Algo fam. Paula is an H barbarian. She's in the Cardano community. She got some GRT. She had some GRT. I still got to get her set up. With some of the coins that you can't just get on the first layer of crypto, but got her started. All right, so let me. No, that was my good to see you all rant. Yeah, Marsh, I did see that message there. This is something I'm going to bring up a little bit later. There is a very large Trading View sale for Easter. A lot of you in the Telegram group that don't know how to get in Trading View or set up on Trading View, 70% off on Easter. That's pretty good. I personally do Black Friday every year, and I just keep rolling it back over. So if you're new and you're trying to get going, and if you're in my Telegram group, you need a Trading View. It's a mandatory requirement. If you don't have it, you're not going to swim. You're not going to swim. You're going to sink. And I don't mean to be rude, but you really need to get a Trading View, because I mean, like, on Thursday or Friday, I took a long look at the market. And I realized that a lot of, so we have the momentum oscillator coming up. We had our local highs, back at a couple Saturdays back at UFC 299. That was the local high. And we red dotted. We came down. And now I noticed, like, Thursday or Friday, that oscillator was turning back. I'll show you on the charts, but it was turning back, and some dots were printing, green dots were printing. And there was a lot of curvature on the larger time frames. And I said on Thursday or Friday, hey, probably going to be a big reversal to the upside, maybe Sunday, Monday morning. Boom, called it. And it's because first of all, I look for divergences. It's like one of the besides support resistance, I always look for divergences, and I always look for trend reversals. If you can get good, all right. So, like, I think this is something I really need to explain, because a lot of people that first get into crypto, they don't understand how broad crypto really is. And trading itself is even a really broad statement. Like someone says, like, oh, like, I've been into crypto. I'm like, well, what are you into? Are you into mining? Are you into yield farming? Are you into staking? Are you into, flipping NFTs? Are you a leverage trader? Are you just hodling your bags? Are you into DeFi? There's a lot to it, right? Same thing with trading. I mean, there you could be a pattern trader. You could be a breakout trader. You could be a rejection trader. You could be a pattern hunting. Like, you like trading breakouts. You like trading support resistance. You like trading Fibonacci. You like trading trend reversal scalping. Some people like the intraday trade. Some people like trades that swing trades. Take a little bit long. Difference. Sorry. So intraday is like, all in one day, and swing trades take multiple days. Okay. So there's a lot of different styles of trading. And I do feel like I need to be very specific when I'm talking about trades in Telegram and even on YouTube, that, like, hey, like, this trade here is going to last this long, or this trade here, however long it takes to get to this level. You know what I mean? There's 100 ways to skin a cat, and that is stuff I need to be clear about, and I want to just explain to people. Trading divergences is very good strategy, and obviously you're looking for that confluence. You're really looking for that confluence. And confluence is when, if you use an indicator, like an RSI or a MACD or a volume profile, excuse me, and an indicator is telling a story. Indicators telling a story. Well, you never want to do an entire trade just off one indicator, like, ever. That's not it. You don't want to just FROMO in because you have one MACD cross on the 1 hour. That ain't it. You want to look at the RSI and the MACD and the volume profile and market cipher and high IQ and Nadaria Watson envelope, a Bollinger Band, and you want your indicators to all tell the same story. And when they line up, that is confluence. So I hope y'all understand that. Wow. Just got a bunch of portfolios ripping in here. We got a $5, I think, pounds from Mr. Crab. AJ, when we send you our portfolio, do we count percentages of total invested or the percentages of the current value of the investment with all the portfolios? Yeah. So Mr. Crab, for sending portfolios, I want the breakdown percentage of your portfolio right now. Because if your breakdown percentage of your portfolio a month ago, that's 3 months ago, that's not helping us. We're talking about, I mean, as the bull run progresses, as time goes on, when people say, hey, my goal is a 4x or a 10x, it's going to change based off where we are in the market and the likelihood of you still achieving that goal. So I want to know the percentage breakdown right now. That's what matters. Also, I am working out a deal. I'm not going to say the company yet, but I am working out a deal with a portfolio tracker. Pretty cool. It took me I had to talk to the people at Phemex to make sure I wasn't conflict of interest. I wanted to make sure I wasn't stepping on their toes. And I got the green light from them, which is really cool. I will tell you the company when it becomes official. But a lot of people, even with my personal portfolio videos, some people say, oh, like your portfolio is just in your notebook. How do I know you're actually buying the crypto? All right. Well, first of all, I'll keep it real with you. I probably buy like $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 of crypto every week. So doing a $500 DCA, I'm not lying about it. I'm definitely not lying. The thing is that I'm sponsored by Phemex, and Phemex is my, one of my top sponsors for this channel. I don't know if I would be able to do this channel at the capacity I do it if it wasn't for me getting that Phemex deal when I got it. Phemex saved AJ Writes Crypto. I will always be grateful for Phemex and Stella, Sergio. They had my back big time. Do you know why they gave me a chance? Because they didn't really even, they knew me, sort of. They knew me through Ben, but they didn't know I was actually coming into my own. And they were there. Where is it? One sec. And Phemex was there the day I won this, the golden upvote. Okay. The golden upvote is not easy to win. Okay. Because all the other awards at the influencer awards, it's like multiple choice. It's like, best trading channel, this, and everyone would click on who it is. The golden upvote is you have to type in the person's name, and and Adam says, this is really the award to win. And technically I beat Ben by 1%, but if you are you within 100 votes of someone, it's a shared title. So, and he explained that, and I won the award. And the Phemex people were like, sign him. And they basically saved the channel. They saved me at a perfect time. And so with this portfolio deal, I wanted to make sure I wasn't stepping on their toes. So big thank you to Phemex. If you all wonder why I talk about Phemex so much, because I'm very grateful for what they did for me. And so basically what I'm saying here is that the reason I can't show my portfolio videos on Phemex is because Phemex doesn't have HBAR on spot. They don't have VeChain on spot. VeChain's one of my favorite projects. And because I can't have everything on the exchange I'm sponsored by, I can't show another exchange on my screen. That would be literally a breach of contract. So I keep track of my public portfolios. I have the real crypto, certainly have it. I do intentionally say, all right, this is my public portfolio, buy the crypto. I do that, but I keep track of it on paper because it's mixed in with other crypto. That's my personal stuff. But I have this portfolio tracker that will aggregate all your stuff from all your places, and you can split your portfolios and show it that way. And I think that having like a kind of comprehensive, having like a comprehensive tracker where you keep track of each individual portfolio. Now we're talking. So stay tuned for that. I can't announce which company it is yet, but that is coming very soon. Very soon. Okay, so Carl Wagner, $10 super chat. There's not a message attached to it, but it's just a thumbs up. I don't know if there's a message. Carl, just let me know if there's a portfolio that was supposed to be there. Not sure. I will drop a link for that once the ink is on the page, but it's coming. It is coming. What brand of headset is that you use? This is the Black on Black Beats by Dre. I like the Beats by Dre. I actually tried the Apple headphones. I don't know. I felt the high end was like a little weird. I've just used Beats for so long. Like I have like 10 pairs of Beats headphones, and I just like them. I'm just comfortable with them. The bass is really nice. Or listen to hip hop or listen to metal music or whatever. It just rocks. It just rocks. What country do you choose when using a VPN? I normally run my VPN out of the Netherlands or the UK, sometimes Germany, mostly the Netherlands. I know that there's no issues with anything in the Netherlands, so I just run that one. All right, we do have a $50 super chat. Tyga Vlex, looking for that portfolio review. We'll cover that at the end of the show. Let me screenshot that one for you really quick so I can put it in the tab. I do got a bunch of charts I want to show you guys today. I just kind of wanted to spend some time to catch up and to talk to the chat. You guys know I stay answering questions. You know, I want to answer your questions. I want you guys to learn. I want you, if you're curious about stuff, I want to help you figure it out. You know, that's what I like to do. So a portfolio tracker would be nice with taxes. Exactly. It's not CoinStats. Don't go looking for it. If you want to get a portfolio tracker, go ahead. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. Maybe I should have waited to throw it on you guys with the link. But definitely I will. I got you. Give me a couple days. And we got another $5 super chat from Mr. Crab here with that portfolio breakdown. It's funny. I don't even say that I'm doing Rate My Portfolio, and everybody's sending portfolios. That's how you know. The streets be listening. All right, let me screenshot this bad boy, and then we'll get into some charts here. Oops. Cancel. Add to photos. All right. Boom. Cool. All right. Darren. Hey, AJ. Love your alpha. Do you feel that H bar will exceed $2? Yeah. I think it can. I don't think people really get it with H bar. I don't think people really understand what they're doing. Man, Lehman Baird, genius. You know, I've shook a lot of hands in my life. I've met a lot of people. And I met Dr. Lehman Baird in Atlanta, and he did about an hour and a half keynote speech on decentralized recovery. And after, he stayed and answered every single person's question in that room and was unbelievably patient with people that weren't. He treated it like a classroom, and he would like come over to answer someone's question, but then people in the front row would start to talk. So he would like come back and stand in front of them while taking the, like, he controlled the room, like genius guy. Not to mention, you know, he literally did the impossible with, you know, if you watch my interview with Lehman, if you haven't watched my interview with Lehman Baird and you're on the fence about H bar, go back and watch that interview. That's all I can say. Also, I've been back and forth with Zenobia and a couple people at Swirlds Labs, and I do have an interview coming up here with Shane very soon. very soon. So Lehman is the co-founder, and the other co-founder is Shane. And I don't know Shane like I know Lehman, but that's why I'm interested to interview him. So I believe that interview is coming up in a couple of days. Got to circle back with my guy Zepsi on that one. That's going to be a really good interview for all you H barbarians out there. All right, so let's catch up on the things here. I don't really want to talk news today. Today, I just want to focus on what's happening on the charts. Obviously, I do sometimes. I will admit I get a little carried away with the chat, but I want to answer your questions. I want to fill you guys in on what's going on. All right, CoinGecko.com. Let me get a fresh refresh here. All right, Bitcoin back above 70,000. All right, this is very good. This is very good. You might be a little concerned about the thumbnail. Is Bitcoin in trouble? To be honest with you, that was a thumbnail I used about 2 months ago, and I did not have time to make one this morning, but I felt it fit. It fit the story because crypto popped up. Now it looks like we'll get into that in a minute. Okay, that does explain the thumbnail. BNB woke up. Solana probably going back to 200. Wouldn't be surprised about that. I want to tie that into some of the macro idea with what we're going to do trading wise today. ICP $20. Holy shit. Damn. I own some ICP, like a couple thousand. It's a couple more thousand now, but not enough. Not enough. They're killing. Absolutely killing. H bar above 12. Love to see it. Up 16 on the week. The graph back above 40. Love to see it. Pepe woke up 25%. Dog whiff. This is a coin we've been targeting a lot in the Telegram group. A lot of people have nailed some trades on dog whiff. Love to see that. Phantom chilling 109. That's been one of my big picks lately. Algorand back to 27, up almost 19% on the week. Not bad. Hey, Quant woke back up. Glad I never sold my Quant. I'm glad I never sold my Quant. It did wake up. I was a little bit. I get worried about coins sometimes. You kind of see the trends with, what happens to XRP, right? And then you're like, oh, dude, that better not happen to Quant because Quant has way too good tokenomics to just be cruising back. We can't have that. We can't have that. All right, looking at the top 300, just a quick look at some of the other coins. Toncoin down. Toncoin's the largest loser in the top 300, and that's because it has gone all the way to $5. We have been talking about Toncoin. I'll give it to him. Ben Bitboy has been talking about Toncoin probably since $2-3, and he called that one for sure. I'll give him the credit on that one. All right, now let's still take a look at the top 100. I'm just looking at some of these coins really fast. Yeah, Aptos up 15%. Love to see that. That's going to be a top winner in the top 100 here. All right, 100. Yep, ICP Aptos dog with fetch. Wow. Okay, that checks out. That checks out. And then Hedera right there, Injective, Singularity Net, Algorand. Love to see it. Near Sui, Ordi. I know Ondo has been a big mover here lately, not really on the chart right now. So Toncoin down, Phantom actually down 4%, Conflux, Pepe, Avalanche, Ondo right here back under 90 cents. Interesting. Pyth back to 95 cents. I mean, Pyth is a big pick for me. I'm not gonna lie. Pyth is a very, very big pick for me. All right, about to get into charts here. Just entering about the second half of the show. Carl Wagner, how can I buy the week 6 portfolio section, pal, since it's not available on Phemex or Coinbase? Good question. Most of the time, I do really like to put accessible coins out publicly, but pal, is a project that I personally believe in, even if they do or do not be a part of my Telegram. I still think it's a really cool project. So what all you do is here. You go to CoinGecko, you search the coin, you go to markets, and there you go. Any of these places or Uniswap. Uniswap works just fine. I use Uniswap all the time. Obviously you got to pay to play. You got to pay to play. But hey, man, Powell just went from like 55 cents, 53 cents to 70 cents in like a couple days. And I think it's right outside the top 200 right now. We're talking a $441 million market cap. Listen to me. Powell is minimum going to $1 billion. Worst case scenario, you double your money with Powell. I am telling you, this project, not only did I did like one space a week with them for a month. That was a sponsored gig. I was very honest and open about that. Since then, I have not done any sponsored content for Powell. But along the way, they earned my respect. And along the way, I noticed how many partnerships they were consistently landing. And that is because, I've said this before, how Chainlink, is an oracle and everyone wants that service. So they get this partnership. Powell is doing the same thing with AI bots, and everyone wants a piece of it. And they're doing very, very well. So, yep, there you go, Carl. All you do is go to CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, search the coin, and click markets, and you'll see where you can get any project. All right. Kenan Hinton, $5 super chat. AJ, who else do you plan on trying to interview? And God bless you, G. Man, dude, I really like interviewing blockchain founders, large ones, small ones. I really like interviewing people building stuff. I like interviewing other traders. I understand that I do have a niche for interviews. I'm good at them. I know how to ask good questions. I know how to keep a conversation going. I'd like to continue to move up the ladder. I'd like to get Charles Hoskinson. I'd like to get maybe one day Sylvia McCallie. I'd really like to interview the new CMO of Algorand. They got a new CMO from the guy with, behind Android and stuff like that. The new CMO is no joke. There's a lot of people I want to interview, but I'm just going to keep going. But I am excited about the new HBAR interview I got lined up. And it took me a little while to get the footage together from the VeChain team, but I do have my editor Diamond Hands working on the interview I did with Sonny, the founder of VeChain in Miami. That's going to be a big video. And he dropped some bombs in that video. And Sonny doesn't do that many interviews. I think he's going to start being more forward facing moving forward. And that's awesome. But I was super, super grateful to land that opportunity. Got a $10 super chat from Marco. Nothing attached to it. Not sure if. Marco. Hey, AJ, are you planning to build a $25K to $1 million portfolio? I mean, well, this is why the portfolio tracker is such an important part of what I'm doing, because it's I keep track of the public bag. I separately buy the public bag, but it is mixed in with my larger portfolio. But every time I buy crypto, say I buy, I don't know, $1,000 of Graph on Coinbase or $500 of whatever on Phemex, you know what I mean? It's one of those things where I have a notebook, and in that notebook I have every position and when I bought it and for how much, and going back years, you know what I mean, or how long I've been building the bag I have. And I have the levels set and different exit strategies for each coin I hold, so I'm not going to say if it's a 25K to $1 million bag, but do I have my eyes slapped on $1 million? I'm getting closer every day. It's the day I become a millionaire, I will announce it to the channel. Give me a week. Give me a week. All right. Dancing Glare. How high do you think Sui can go? All right. Well, let's take a quick look. All right. Before I look at Sui, I do want to look at Bitcoin here. Okay. Let's get into the chart. Also, right before I do this, we have about 240 people watching the show right now, thank you all for being here. I really, really appreciate you spending this Tuesday with me. Know that I am going to have a lot of beginner type content coming out. I have a brand new series, like an intro to TA series to get people rolling on that. I'm going to have a Phemex tutorial coming out for you. I'm going to have a price prediction coming out for you this week. I still want to do my cup and handle follow-up. I actually filmed that video before I left for Maryland just over the weekend, and my laptop, for some reason, when I record on OBS, I like record in like 6 or 7 minute segments, and if I go over, it corrupts the footage and it won't open. There's something wrong with my laptop. And when I recorded it, it showed all the videos, and then 2 of the 5 clips of that video that made that video would not play back when they did when I filmed it. So it's like I have to, that's me stuff, but it might have been a good thing in retrospect that particular video got corrupted at that particular time. So did want to put that down for you. Price prediction on my OF account. Oh, dude, you're gonna be rich. You're going to be rich. All right, how high can Sui go? First of all, let's talk Bitcoin, and we'll talk Sui, and we have some portfolios. All right, so right now, y'all know how much I love Market Cipher, right? And I like high IQ as well. But right now, I am just not even going to run a volume profile. I don't want to distract anybody. I just want to use a basic RSI. Okay, I do have a particular RSI video coming out for you guys here very soon. And an RSI is probably the best free indicator you can use. So, here is TradingView right here. If you want to learn how to use an RSI, go here, click indicators, boom, pop down menu, and just search RSI. And all this stuff will come up. There's all these different community created RSIs. There's 100 different RSIs you could pick. The one I pick is when you go to technicals and it says relative strength index, that top one. That's the one I use right there. All right, there it is right down here. Okay. A couple of things I want to talk about Bitcoin. So what gave away this reversal? How did I say on Thursday that we were going to have a reversal Sunday night into Monday morning? Couple things. Step number 1. All right, let's zoom into the 2-hour chart because the daily isn't really helping me tell my story. So 2-hour chart number 1. The white lines in the back are just support resistance. The yellow lines is the downtrend. So obviously, I don't think this is the same chart I had the alarm on, but I always have the alarm set. If you are not, constantly setting alarms, you are missing trades. Every day, I am in Telegram saying set an alarm here, set an alarm at support resistance, set alarm at this support resistance. And when you set an alarm, go with once per beat, not once, because you don't want it to just go off once. You'll miss it the next time it crosses. All right. So first of all, this alarm went off on Sunday, very, very early Sunday morning. But that was obviously before the call. So what led into that call? So first of all, here, well, when you zoom out, I'll show you exactly what I looked at. Okay, here it is. 6-hour chart. This is actually the chart I used when I determined that this was reversing. So Bitcoin kept getting, kind of got rejected from here a couple times. So first of all, a lot of hammer candles. Hammer candles are when, here, I'll zoom in big time so y'all can see it. Get rid of that. All right. So you see how this candle right here has a very short body? This candle right here. A very short body and a very long wick. Very long wick, like John Wick. That is called hammer. A hammer. You'll see it anytime there's reversals. Look, even right here. Look, see that hammer? Dead giveaway. Dead giveaway. All right. You can't just use a hammer as your only indication. Of course, you want that confluence, right? We want that confluence, but that is step 1. That is step 1. Why can't I get rid of that circle? All right, there we go. Now, secondly, with the relative strength index, a couple things. First of all, there was a green dot on Market Cipher. Market Cipher does really, really help. Secondly, what happened here was with you will learn more about this in the RSI video specifically, but the RSI, this is why the RSI is most powerful. Yeah, I don't want to give away too much of my video that I'm about to put out, but just like how candles make trends, so does the relative strength index. Okay, it makes trend lines just like a chart. It does double bottoms just like a chart. It has divergences, okay, from the chart. And by divergence, like when the oscillator is going down and the price is going up, and like, you know, when you're getting conflicting messages here. But basically, the first thing was how far it came down. So quick overview of RSI. This is the 50 line. This is the most important level. So basically, if you are above the 50 line and you keep bouncing off of it, that's bullish continuation. If you're below the 50 line and you keep getting rejected from it, that's bearish continuation. All right. And this level up here would be 70. This is overheated or overbought. And then this level down here is the 30 line, which is, you know, oversold, ice cold. You know, it's likely to go back up. All right. All right. So number one, how far the RSI came down. And some people will change the bands of their RSI to 75-25. Or right now I've been running a 70-30, but you can make it a 75-25. That is a professional preference. But you see how far it came down here. And then when Bitcoin put this hammer in, where it put that RSI in, you see how it was moving up further. And that's an indication that it's getting stronger, right? Because think of this. So when the RSI, this is a 6-hour chart, you know, higher the time level, higher the time frame, the more it matters. So 6-hour chart, we're down here in the gutter. We're down here in the gutter. That's pretty far down on the RSI. It can go outside that level into, you know, into the 20s or whatever. But anytime you get close to the 70 line, you know, you're oversold. You're oversold. We're in the gutter. All right. It came up. It got rejected at the 50 line, indicates bearish continuation. But when it came up off this line, you got to realize that when it turns around and it starts to continue up, that is your reversal, right? Because we're not down here. We're not down here in the gutter. If it went straight reversal, it would have came down the first time. It would have came back up, got rejected, and came all the way back down. No, that's not what happened. It went down to the gutter. It got rejected from the 50 and turned around there. Okay, that is a very strong signal, especially when you pair that with the hammer and you pair that with the fact that there was a lot of volume above it and, you know, a lot of good indications on Market Cipher B. There was a really strong reading on the dual band strength index, which is also one of my favorite indicators from Market Cipher. Hold on, where's this damn RSI? Oh, it's way up here. Okay, the dual band strength index is the number thing. Okay, so like 13, -3. Well, anything above a 14 is a strong degree of certainty. So that's not a very strong degree of certainty. So let's talk about Bitcoin now. So this is what I don't like about what just happened. What I do like about it, let's talk about what I do like about it, and let's talk what I don't like about it. What I do like about it is that on the 2-day chart, we have a -516, very strong reading on the dual band strength index. Very strong reading. And I also like that, you know, it kind of took a little breather on the RSI and is coming back to an oversold level. Okay, but just because something's oversold doesn't mean it's definitely going to turn around this second. Things can remain overheated for a long time. It's not the end of the world if something is overheated. It's just a strong indication that eventually, you know, something's going to happen. And the larger the time frame, the more it matters. Okay, so this is a 2-day chart. What I would not like to see is the price get to, say, 80,000 and have this RSI curve under, making a bearish divergence. So if the price goes higher, if the price goes like this and the oscillator goes like this, that's bearish divergence. The oscillator is diverging its pattern from the price, and that indicates strong indication of reversal. All right. So I really would like to see the RSI continue up and continue to push this thing up. I think Bitcoin could put in a new all-time high this week. I really do. In the short term, Bitcoin is going to give us hell. The next couple of days are very, very important. Very important. Because first of all, if this was just it, and it is good that this downtrend is kind of over with, but now if I would say, this level here at 69,000, this one right here, that's a very big level. That's a very big level, because if you go back in time to back here, look at where Bitcoin, that was the top in November of 2021. That was the top. All right. So when you come back over here and you realize that Bitcoin is literally, it came up, it's kind of getting rejected, and it's about to fight for the previous all-time high, that's very strong. What I also don't like is, you see this little line right here? See this little thing? This one? There's a reason that's there, because it's a support resistance level that I drew way back here. And what's interesting about where we got rejected? When you elongate that line, there's your rejection point. All right. So first of all, we'd really like to see Bitcoin hold. What's the exact number here? 60. Yep. Basically straight up 69,000. 69,000. Set an alarm on 69,000. That's a very important level for Bitcoin moving forward. But wait, say you're a new trader and you don't know how to set an alarm. First thing you would do is you go over here to the left side of the screen. You click this little arrow. It's called a trend line. It's not an arrow. It's a trend line. All right. Come over here. You click the trend line, and say we wanted to draw this support resistance level here at 68,000. See the top of that right there? All right. I drew that line over from this top right here. Okay. So say I wanted to set an alarm on 68,000. I click this, click the line itself. After I draw it, right here, you can change the color. Like say you want to color code things. I'll make my, support resistance a different color than my downtrend lines, right? You can change the thickness, viscosity of the line right there, make it a little bit thinner. I don't really like that color though. I'm going to make it green. I can't really see that. I'm colorblind. How about pink? Okay. A little bit better. Make it one size bigger. All right. Much better. Got a nice pink support resistance line here. Now we need to set the alarm. So you got to look at this little bar here. If you can't get that bar, what you do, you click out. You click the line itself. It pops up. There it is. You see this little clock? This little clock right here? Add alert. Click the clock. All right, here's Bitcoin. So when you crossing the trend line. So when Bitcoin crossing the trend line, that's what we're looking for. The trigger. Only once. If you click only once, that alarm will only go off only once. All right. Once per bar is every time it closes. All right. But once per bar, it means like, if you're on the 2-minute chart, it will only go off once. It won't go off 5 times if it keeps crossing it in the same 2-minute brick. It'll only go off once per bar. All right. That's why I set once per bar. And then the message here is Bitcoin 2-hour, crossing line. I could also put S/R, short for support resistance, right? So I know what line it is crossing, not a trend line, support resistance line. Click create. And now, boom, there you go. And now you can see right here, there's a little clock next to the trend line. All right. A little bit of beginner content there for people who need to learn how to set alarms. So, what we're going to do, we need to set an alarm on 69,000, right? We already have this line drawn. We're going to click this. We're going to click the alarm once per bar, Bitcoin 2 hours, crossing the trend line, create. Just like that. Very, very simple to do. You need to set alarms because, we don't guess, everybody. We don't guess. We react. So we set support resistance levels. We set trend lines. We set, measured moves. Okay. And when we can't stay staring at a chart all day, right? So we draw these levels out, we alarm up. And when the alarm goes off, you get a text, you get an email, you know what's happening. It keeps you plugged in. It's a very, very important lesson for the beginners in the house. All right. So let's zoom in here. It does look like Bitcoin's trying to turn around here. Bitcoin's putting up a fight. So let's consider, maybe the 15-minute chart. Remember, we had our little talk about EMAs, right? You see how the EMA continues to bounce off the price action. When we're bullish, the price action will continue to bounce off that EMA. When we're bearish, we lose that 50 EMA. But then what? Guess what? You have to fight the boss. The boss fight is the 200 EMA. Okay. Right now, Bitcoin is fighting the boss right above the trend line. That is what's happening with Bitcoin right now. Kind of interesting little setup with the RSI. Look at this. You see how it's kind of holding above this level. And sometimes, the 50 line obviously is the most important level, but sometimes a chart will find its own baseline. Okay, that will kind of act as the 50 line. When you see that on Bitcoin, you see that how it stays above that one level. That is the 50 line. Even though it's not the 50 line, that is the 50 line because that's the baseline where it keeps bouncing and it's continuing to go up. All right. And as you can see, we lost it and now working on getting rejected from it as well. So this is why these two levels here, 68, 69, are super important for Bitcoin moving forward, because this is kind of the difference between the old price range and the new price range. And we want to stay in the new price range, but it's going to put up a fight. Personally, I'm not really looking to trade Bitcoin. I'm looking to see if Bitcoin does or does not lose these levels. And if Bitcoin loses these levels, then I'm going to start looking for shorts because the market might start trying to bleed. But it also could bounce off one of those levels and turn around in no time. No one has a crystal ball. No one can see the future. But what I will say is that, Bitcoin, since Friday the 24th, a couple days ago, Bitcoin pumped top to bottom 14%, about 12% now. That's a pretty big move for Bitcoin. Bitcoin just doesn't move like that. All right. So my point here is that it really does come down to how it reacts to these levels. It really comes down to what formation are we making now? You kind of have to think ahead on these things. You have to think, okay, so, Bitcoin did this move. Now, what is it forming? All right. So this is where we'd kind of come in here. Let me make this a little bit cleaner. Kind of come in from the bottom, kind of draw this level up. So really, let me make this, it's the trend line, so it's yellow. This new yellow trend line over here, the one I just drew going up. So this is Bitcoin's new uptrend, right? So low, touch. So really, it can come all the way down, 67 and still be in this local uptrend. This is also a level you're going to want to set. All right, you want to be, let me change the color of it so it doesn't confuse everybody. Let's go with like red. Red doesn't stick out. Let's go with white. All right, the big white line. Okay, and then you can, if you want to even draw the roof, you can draw the roof. So there's the uptrend. So Bitcoin's in a local uptrend. All right, so we kind of have the stage set here. We have the stage set for Bitcoin. It's in a broadening, ascending channel. It's broadening. It's getting wider. It's ascending. It's going up, and it's in a channel. All right. So now we have our alarm set. We know the scenario. We know what pattern it's in, and now we are patient. I would not be surprised to see Bitcoin come down, touch this 200, bounce off of it. Look at the 12-minute chart. Is that a hammer? Is that our hammer right there? Damn straight it is. Hammer. We might have a reversal because what happens a lot of the time, we'll lose the 200, we'll lose the 50, we'll bounce off the 200 and continue onward and upward. All right. So here's the thing though. We need to be ready if it goes the other way, right? Right. So this level serves as the local top of this pump. This level is at exactly 71,594. I am setting an alarm on that channel, on that level. Because if Bitcoin puts in a new high, we're going to pump, right? Right. So we have all our alarms set so we can react to the market on Bitcoin. Went really hard into Bitcoin here. But, Bitcoin, I don't even trade Bitcoin. That's the thing. But I use Bitcoin as a guide to help me figure out the direction of all coins. I know someone wanted to see Sui. And I also wanted to take a minute there and talk to the beginners to help them learn how to draw trend lines. All right, so we've been here before, everybody. We've been here before. All right, Sui has had a nice little run up here. This little baseline level, 25% in a little over a week. Okay, let me get rid of some of this stuff. I'll keep that trend line. But, this is a really interesting example of when, holding support resistance, like this level right here, obviously was very important for Sui at $1.45, right? But look how many times it's trying to convince you otherwise. Look at how many times it actually lost this level temporarily to try to scare you into shorting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The market is trying to trick you. The market is trying to deceive you. This is what crypto does. The funny thing is, technically, I would say that it held this support resistance at $1.45. It's going to have like when you zoom into the daily, it's just going to have a big hammer, but it held it, and it is trying to trick you. I want you to be aware of that. So 2 hour right now. So pretty interesting setup. How so we have this little local high here at $1.94, and obviously SUI is trying to, it's kind of looking like similar to Bitcoin with that slightly lower high, similar to Bitcoin, kind of approaching over very, very, very close to overheated on the RSI as well. So I gave my RSI lesson. Let's bring back Market Cipher B. I really do prefer Market Cipher B on the bottom for the oscillator. Where's my invite only? There we go. There we go. Boom. All right. Much better. Because Market Cipher is basically an RSI slammed together with a bunch of other indicators, and the proprietary thing that Market Cipher has that other things don't have is this money flow. See the red and the green. No one else really does that. And do I see the flopping groper in the house? Shout out to flopping groper. That is Crypto Face's brother. Was lucky enough to meet him in Miami. What a homie. What a homie. Got an interview with him coming up here very soon. Flopping groper, insta wrench. Insta wrench, bro. You're a standard moderator. He won't be here a lot, but he is my friend. All right. Check in the chat here really fast. Shout out Ricky Burris, $2 super chat. Hello, AJ, Groggers fam from Maryland. Appreciate you, Ricky. Can't wait for Budds Creek this year. All right. So, all right. But the thing with Sui is don't get, see, this is where we get really conflicting things, and a lot of traders will say different things, because the daily for Sui looks really good. We got a green dot. We're in the money flow. We're coming up. There's good, positive momentum. Started a new uptrend. Got this new uptrend here. We got a negative 313 on dual band strength index. That's not the best reading on a dual band strength index. You really want to see over a 14, but it's not the worst either. All right. But really the nitty gritty here is really when you're going to start zooming down to say like the 15-minute, or let's just even go off like the 45-minute to not confuse people. So, what I would say here is, it bouncing off the 50, bullish continuation. It could play like a little chop game here. But we also got to consider, where is it heading? Okay. Where is it heading? Obviously this level here, $1.74, that's your support resistance. That's where you want to alarm up right there. And then also it is kind of right on the edge of this level. Okay. So what I would say, where is it? Right here. It's very, very close to it. That would be my long entry right there. If you consider the touches, 1, 2, 3 touches over there. If you can rock above that at $1.81, I mean, hell, off that idea, you could go long right now. I would be a little bit nervous about it because we did come up an oscillator. We did print a green dot right there. But if you wanted to, you could go long right here. I would set a very tight stop, like probably 177, 176, something like that. But I don't know. This isn't a trade I would take, but there is a trade there. I think there is a trade there, I would think. All right. I do have to get to these portfolios, but this is kind of the message I wanted to send. And the message really lies in the chart of the graph. The graph, had this sick run up, 40, almost 42 cents again. It's really good to see. We talked about this chart at length in the Telegram group. All right. I just erased this thing. This was in the Telegram group. Let me go back again. Set alarm on downtrend. Set alarm on downtrend. This is what you get in the Telegram group. All right. You get all this extra stuff. All right. And look at this. We had an alarm on this downtrend, right? So right here at 2 o'clock on Sunday, your alarm went off. And it even came up and came back down and tested the 200 and continued on the 45-minute. This look at, comes down and pushes up, goes from red to green in the money flow, like classic market cipher strategy right here. If we went from the alarm to the top, we're talking a 10% trade. 10% trade. If you time with 10x leverage, that's 100%. All right. 5x leverage, 50%. You get my point. There's that trade. But now on the 45-minute, guess what? It's coming back down to test the 200. But I'm not that worried about it because this is normal. A chart will never go just straight up. What I'm looking at is the fact that the oscillator is already coming down. You see the thickness of the blue? Let me really zoom in on this. I'll show you this last one as an example. Look at Market Cipher. If you want to sign up for Market Cipher, there's a link in the description. You see the thickness of the light blue? I really pay attention to that. I really pay attention to that because it really will kind of help you decide on when you can go. And this thing on the 45-minute is going to turn around soon. It's about to go rant and turn back around. So, was there a scalp short? Yeah. Would I short now? Hell no. Am I being patient and waiting for which level makes sense for a reversal to go long if I want to? Yup. And you know what's interesting? You see this level that I have drawn over here? This one right here? Let's just grab that level and pull it over because it's still a very relevant support resistance level. Bunch of touches right here as well. And this level at 38 cents, 3885, that would be my new support resistance level. And guess what? I'm going to make sure I have an alarm set on it. Once per bar. Boom. Alarm created. So now we'll know if we lose this level. I would really like to not lose this level. That's probably the point where it will reverse. If we lose this level, I'm comfortable with a short because the next support resistance level is a little bit further down the hill. All right, about 7%. But, given what I know about uptrends, like this, I don't imagine seeing the graph lose this and it could go here and bounce off this like that. I'm just going to leave those squiggles just like that, just to see how it plays out. I bet you it'll be pretty close. All right, let's get into these Rate My portfolios. We do have 264 people watching the show right now. Really, really appreciate each and every one of you. You all are awesome. Absolutely amazing. Where are those damn portfolios? And then we got 2 of them. Please don't send any more portfolios in. We are already over on time. I'm going to do these 2 and call it a day. Make sure you smash the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. I know about 30% of the people that watch the show every day don't subscribe. Subscribe. All right, here we are. Mr. Crab. My guy, Mr. Crab. All right, here we are. I want to make sure I can see the... All right, Mr. Crab, $42,500 portfolio, 26% render. Nice. 17% cash, 14 H-bar, 14 link, 13 quant, SCI, Myra, PAL. You need more PAL. The goal is 7.5. Leading with render because of the pump. All right. I don't hate it. I mean, you're leading with render because it pumped, right? The question is, I'm not going to show you that chart. Here's I thought about buying render, buying more of it. I did buy, a little bit of it last year. Did very well. I mean, we're talking 500% pump, more than a 500% pump. And, is this thing going to 7x from here? I mean, do you realize how high this thing has to go? I don't know, man. I'm worried about holding things that just absolutely rip. Maybe I'm just tainted. Maybe I've just been burnt so many times that like I'm such a realist that I can talk myself out of things. Also, what I will want to say, price, anchor wave, trigger wave, big bearish divergence, big bear divergence on render there. But also what's interesting about render is that if you look at this level here, all right, and now obviously there's nothing to catch it because the next support resistance level is here. And my bet is if we pull a visible range volume profile, there won't be shit in the middle of there. That's my bet. Big surprise. Here's our volume. No volume. Here's the next level, which is actually below this. All right. So if render loses $10.18 ever, it's going to plummet to $7.81. They're low volume node. I know how to spot them, and I knew it was there before I even pulled it out. Okay. But there is a bounce idea. To be fair, there is a green dot. The oscillator didn't go down into the oversold level. Render could easily push back up. I think render will keep moving. I really do. I really do think render will keep moving. To be fair, my concern is that Mr. Crab, the reason I'm talking about this, Mr. Crab here, Mr. Crab, he's more than 1/4 of his portfolio is render, and he wants the 7x's back. I don't hate it. I just want you to be aware of how hard it already pumped, and I'm personally leading with coins that the juice hasn't been squeezed that hard yet. Personally, I feel the same way about Caspa as well. I do. That concerns me. H-bar, Link, good picks. Quant, good picks. SEI, Myra, Pal, I'm good with it. I don't hate rendering Caspa, but I think you need a little bit more of a safety net. I think you need a little bit more of a safety net, man. Render and Casper are both two coins that outperformed everything. And the fact you want a 7.5, you're asking them to do it again. I am personally leaning hard into coins where the juice has not been squeezed yet. All right. I'm not saying sell your rendering, Casper. I'm just saying I might take some of those profits and roll them over into some coins that haven't absolutely ripped. All in all, I feel like you still have a pretty high. You probably will still achieve your goal, even if you didn't touch anything. I'm just trying to optimize here. Yeah, Mr. Crab, I don't hate your bag. I'll give you like an 80. Good luck. Good luck. Tyga Vlex. Thank you for that $50 super chat. I really, really appreciate you. You are the man. Portfolio review, looking for an 8. 15 render. 2 leaders with render, but at least you have 15 graph. Graph will save you. The graph will save us all. Let's take a moment and thank the graph gods and pray that we return to 50 cents. Okay. 15 graph, 15 render, 15 Algorand, 10 XRP, ouch, 9 H bar, 7 quant, 6 quant. All right, 7 quant and 6 quant, 6 ICP, good pick with ICP. Matic, why are you holding 5% of Bitcoin? Just because you like it? What purpose is that serving? How is that helping your bag? Why? If you're going to hold Bitcoin. Have 15, 20%. If it's a position. If you're just splashing 5% Bitcoin, you're just going to waste your time. I'd rather have that all in Pyth or all in PT or all in Arbitrum, whatever. All right. So here's the thing with Tyga Flex's portfolio. He also said, really appreciate all that you and Ben do for the community. Thank you, Tyga Flex. I appreciate you, and I do appreciate your super chat. And I don't hate your portfolio. I really don't. I also don't understand where it says 7 and 6% quant. I know you have a typo there, so I don't really know what's going on. But at the same time, well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You're holding 14 coins. I hope you have the time in your day to manage them all at once. Good luck at that part. That's hard. I don't understand you holding 5% Bitcoin. The 10% XRP is holding you back. I don't know what you're looking for an 8x. Okay. Man, if I were you, if this was my portfolio, let me say it that way. I can't say if I were you, but I can say if this was my portfolio personally, I would want more PYTH. I would want more PT. I would want no Bitcoin. I would want to know if there's more or less quant or what's going on with the quant situation there. And I would probably I would rather 3% XRP and 10% PT. And then I would not have Bitcoin and have 10% Pyth. That's what I would do. And then that thing would rip. But rate my portfolio segment is really roast my portfolio. Not completely. Not completely. The thing is, Eric, I'm actually trying to help because there's no reason in the world Tyga Flex has 5% Bitcoin in this bag. There's no reason. You know, and sometimes I just say things that people might not have considered or might have a reason for that's not a good reason, you know? And the thing is that I am really, the reason I am the way I am is, one, do I take a second to roast people because it's funny? Yeah. Am I actually trying to make fun of people and hurt their feelings? No. And am I actually trying to give them constructive criticism to help them optimize so they have the best bull run that they can have? Hell yeah. That's what I'm here to do. So Tyga Flex, your bag isn't bad. Just as it stands, you have a pretty good chance to 8x. The Bitcoin's not going to help you at all. The XRP is holding you back. You need to be in the coins that have room to run. And some of the coins that you have that really have room to run, you have 5% of Pyth and 3% of PT. I would rather I would want 10% of Pyth and 13% of PT because you're trying to 8x, right? You're trying to align. You need to align your goals with your coin selection, and you need to really load up a heavy percentage in the coins that can run. I've been loading up in the Phemex token, loading up in Pyth too. But I don't hate your portfolio. I'll give you an 83, 84, 85. I like it. Okay. But I am heading out here. I do appreciate each and every one of you. You all totally rock. Did you say, are Ben and I competing streams? I don't think so. I thought he didn't start until 12. Or does he start at 11:30 now? Oh, do you know why? Because I went over big time. That's why. I went way over. It's all good, but I do appreciate you all. The fact that, y'all stayed here. There's still 277 people here and he's streaming. That means that I'm doing a good job, but I don't mean to step on his toes. But I went over because I did rate my portfolio. But I am going to hang up now. I've been hanging out. He's on at 11:30 now. Okay, that makes sense. Cool beans. Well, you guys rock. I'm going to film some videos. I'm going to do TA with Ben. I'm going to be here a little. I'm probably going to stay overtime today at the office, but we got to get it in. I really want to help people. I want to do everything I can. If you want to sign up for the Telegram group, we have been knocking them out of the park. I told my Telegram group on Friday. I think it was Thursday. Reversal Sunday night going into Monday morning to the upside. What happened? Boom. Guess who was long? Guess who was long since Saturday? This guy. I'm telling you guys, I have a fundamental, strong understanding of this market. And I really do want to help as many people as I can. And that is what I'm doing. If you want to learn more about my Telegram group, down below in the description, ajalphagroup@gmail.com. Send me an email. We'll get you signed up. We'll get you winning trades and we'll get you educated. So you're making informed, calculated decisions. That's what it comes down to. You're going to have to work hard. It's not going to be easy. You're going to have to study. You're going to have to put it in. But if you're willing to put in the work, I'm willing to help you out. So with that being said, smash the like button on your way out the door. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. My name is AJ Rice Crypto. I'll see you tomorrow. Get rich or get wrecked. Peace.